Hey guys, today we are going to learn about the powers of 10. We've done a lot with multiplying by tens and realizing how easy that can be. Powers of 10 is the same thing. It's really easy. The only new thing that we're going to see now is we're going to see what's called exponents. And the exponents is this little number up here in the corner. And what that tells me, first of all, in the first number that I have written here, 10, I don't have any exponents, it's just the number 10. Okay. But in the next one, I see 10 to the second power, and that's how I say that, 10 to the second power. I have 10 times 10. Okay. Notice that we have two 10s because our exponent is 10. our exponent is 2. So we multiply 10 times 10, which would equal 100. Next we have 10 to the third power, so we need 3 10s. So we would do 10 times 10 times 10. Can you guess what that is? If you said 1,000, you are right. Good job. Because 10 times 10 is 100, and 100 times 10 is 1,000. And next we have 10 to the fourth power, so we need 4 10s. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And there we have 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, and the answer to that is 10,000. Next, 10 to the fifth power would be 5 10s. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, one more, times 10 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 10s, just to make sure. 100,000. What do you notice about the numbers going from 100 to 1,000, 10,000, 100,000?
Please pardon this interruption. Gold Bus is on campus at this time.
All right, you heard it. Gold Bus just got called, and I'm not going to restart my video. So if you said that you noticed that we're adding one more place value, you are right. The 1 stays the same. We're just adding more zeros place value to go. So essentially, the 1 is changing, where the 1 used to be here, and then shifted over. And then when that 1 used to be here, it shifted over to the left, 1 place value point. So let's see what happens when we have other numbers thrown in. So if we wanted to do 6 times 10 to the second power, remember 10 to the second power is just like having 10 times 10. So it's really essentially saying 6 times 10 times 10. And so we can break that down knowing that 10 times 10 is 100. And so we are doing 6 times 100, which would be 600. Look at another one. All right, bigger number here, 492, but we are multiplying by 10 to the third power. And so remember, 10 to the third power would be 10 times 10 times 10. So essentially we have 492 times 10 times 10 times 10. This right here is 1,000. So how do we multiply 492 times 1,000? If you remember back to the beginning of the year, one trick that you guys taught me from 4th grade that you knew was that you check how many zeros would be on the end of the number. There's 3 zeros here, just like our exponent is 3, so we would add 3 zeros to the end of the number. So our number, we would still have that part, the 492. When we add 3 zeros to the end, we get 492,000. All right, now we have a decimal. This is where things get pretty tricky, but I'm going to teach you a little trick to help you so that it ends up not being as tricky as it may look. So here we have 7 1/10 times 10 to the third power. Remember that 10 to the third power means 10 times 10 times 10. I have 3 10s. So I still want to multiply 7 1/10 times my 10 times 10 times 10. So I like to pick out this first which would be 1,000. So now I am multiplying 7 1/10 times 1,000. So thinking about the trick with the zeros, I'm going to keep my decimal the same just for a minute. And this is my trick. Okay. I'm going to add on 3 zeros. And now, if you will notice, in our original number here, 7.1, or 7 1/10, I had one digit, okay, on the other end of the decimal point. So I want to keep the decimal point in the same place. But as you can see here, my decimal point is not in the same place. So I need to move it to where it would be in the same place. Here's my one digit, and then the decimal point was to the left of that. So we are moving our decimal point here and getting rid of this decimal point. So if I rewrite that number, 7100.0, anytime we have the 0 at the end of the number, we really don't need that. So our real answer for this one is 7,100. All right, guys, I know that was kind of tricky, but we will practice in class, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend.